morning, YouTube. Today is August the... I just better check because I give you a fair and accurate reading. August 13th. And we just got through some pretty hot 100-degree plus temperature days. It's been hot and dry for a while. We had a chance for some pretty good showers yesterday, day before, and got some. Not what I was hoping. I was like maybe an inch would be great, but we got some here around the barn. There was a 1/4 inch, I think. Just over there, not far, was over a 1/2 inch. Old Glory was 3/10, and the east by my parents was like 1500ths. So some, not much. What's it gonna do? I don't know. It just nice little shower. Hopefully we can get some more moving forward, but gonna be dry for the next couple days through this weekend. I think there's some slight chances coming Sunday, Monday, and so on. It'd be nice to catch some of those as well. But cotton looks pretty good. It's blooming. It's this is when it needs the water the most, and so it still looks pretty good. But if we don't get a rain, as it's really starting to draw the nutrients in water, it's gonna look pretty rough. So I got all my turn rows plowed, which doesn't mean anything to you, but I appreciate that. I got the front end oil changed on the 8130. You saw that. I got it turn rows plowed. I hooked it back up to the sprayer, and I sprayed the Johnson grass around my parents' house with a different attempt to try to get that under control, and got it back unhooked. See, he's over there unhooked and back in the barn. His dad and I are going to do we need to change the antifreeze, but it's probably time to change the water pump and the harmonic balancer. And while we're in there, change the thermostats and grease the fan drive, different things. Hopefully it's a simple deal. Dad's a little nervous. It could be a more involved process, so we're hoping not for that. So that's on the radar. I'm going to go plow, cultivate the cotton at Old Glory since it got 3/10. Hopefully that'll help that ground be a little softer. Actually, it rained yesterday evening in the early morning hours of yesterday, and so surely that'll help that plow going around. It has to, otherwise it's just be skidding across the ground. So that I'm gonna go get that done real quick, that 100 acres, and get back. And then I don't know, we ordered some parts for the 8130. I don't know if they'll be in yet, but Dad and I be working on that, trying to get that under control. Also, if I can grab this battery. Dad has his research for the 8130 service we got to do. He got nervous. My cotton stripper, we had to change some of the same components, but it's a different engine, so it's not totally comparable. But he was nervous that harmonic balancer, which is this big, heavy cast piece with a rubber kind of dampener in there, try to help to take the vibration out of the engine. That he thought last time he started it when we were moving stuff around, it started kind of rough, but it wasn't loose, and so hopefully it's good. But anyways, the battery was dead, and it's done that before. I replaced this brand new a year ago. It's actually, well, that says 8 of 24, so it's a year-old battery. So it's under warranty. Tested it, and it tested great for amps and volts. So I must have a draw somewhere. So he told me to buy this circuit tester, and I'm not going to do that right now. I may do that when I get back from the barn, but batteries are heavy. But we got something pulling on the cotton stripper. Don't know exactly what it could be. So I'll just leave that right there. But something's pulling on the cotton stripper to pull it down. Pulling that battery down. My first thought was, so he said you can put that pointy lead and clamp it to one of the posts of the terminal. That cable's off, and then leave the other cable on. And then use that alligator clip and go to the cable that you have disconnected. And if it lights up, then you have a short somewhere. It means you're pulling something off the battery. and shouldn't, so you can pull fuses one at a time and see where the short could be coming from. Our initial thought is they ran a dedicated wire. I don't know if this was factory or somebody that the guy I bought this from. There's a dedicated ground wire from the alternator to the battery, which is unusual. I'm wondering if that's electricity. I don't understand it all, but maybe that's creating a loop or something. So I'm gonna try that first. Hopefully that's an easy fix. Just checking the plow over real quick, making sure I don't have any broken bolts from any of these U-bolts. Also have lost broken bolts there for the actual sweep. So just giving it the quick once over. Check the oil under there. Looks good. There was one sweep here that looked a little cockeyed. That one right there. I don't know. There's pretty good life left on that. I wonder if I just hit a rock. That's better. I got extras in the tractor, so this sweep may be my first culprit to. Once it starts doing that, you start to see like a little kind of surface crack. Don't see anything yet, but be watching you. All right, we'll look over the plow and get to it. You can see just a 1/4 inch, but everything just is. It's real damp this morning. Almost forgot these things get bounced on top of these, and I'm glad I caught it before I switched that tank. So here's the cotton over here. It's smaller, which is kind of normal. We got squares here. Got some blooms. Should have some small, like that one in there is pollinated, so that's going to be a viable boll. That one's, we're getting there. I don't see any bolls that are of any size yet, which I wouldn't expect that necessarily, but got some good squaring and blooming happening. It's just that this cotton has gotten smaller, or not gotten smaller. It's the other stuff has outgrown it, and that's just the nature of this farm over here. It's just drier. And I had a thinner stand. I told you about that. But it's good to see the fruiting that's happening. Hopefully, a lot more can happen. 3/10. It's gonna help. It can't hurt. But get this cultivated and cleaned up, and catch some more rain. Maybe I can make a decent crop over here finally. I'm sure this plow ought to go on the ground. There's some moisture there, so we'll see what happens. It's doing okay. Problem over here is it's a little bit inclined up, and so with a straight bar and a curve, kind of a curved path there, my sweeps at the bottom of the curve are not going to the ground, but everywhere else I think looks good. I'll get around, and once I get to the next through, I'll check it better. But I'm getting really good plowing on that sweep on the outside, and then less and less as you get closer. So, but over there, it's better. Nothing's great, but the field's clean. I want to clean up some of the volunteer cotton, which, like that right there. 2, there's really the biggest thing is these grasses in here that I think are mostly dead. They're just still kind of holding on. They got a little bit of a rain, so they might kind of keep staying a little bit kind of green. So hoping I can get those cleaned up, like stuff right there. Otherwise I just skim over the top of it. But volunteer cotton, grasses, and if there's any careless weeds I missed, I'll get out and probably pull those up if they're in the row. But I do love the way cultivating cotton looks. All right, same drill here. Checking for pitch. I'm a little bit tilted forward on this end here, but see what the other side looks like. Now look at the back. It's just not going in the ground great. Still on this side. That was up against the hill over there, so I'm wondering if it's just I need to bring it out of the, put it in the ground a little bit more, because the middle's going in. The middle's going in good. Perfect. Toolbar looks pretty level. Let's go look at the other side. This is what I want to see right here, just sliced off. And I would say that's about the same. Maybe that's some of that flumy damage. Down on these bottom leaves, these new leaves look all right. So that's good. Good news. Glad that worked out. All right. I may lower part of me wonders if this is keeping me out of the ground. That's not really doing much either. I may try to raise this up a hair. In case that's keeping this from going to the ground, I may lower this wing down a half turn. So it's just these turnbuckles. And it's threaded all the way through, or threaded on the top and the bottom. So I just tightened that screw, tightened this piece here so it went up, and which would bring these wheels up off the ground some, and let the plow go down a little bit. I did the same with that disc in the back. See if that gets me a little bit better. A little bit better here. So that's my issue. Well, I've tinkered with it a couple times. Just finished my first round on my second round, and I made changes. I don't want to change the steepness of the center section because it's already flat, and maybe kick back a little bit. And so I thought, well, maybe I need to lower those gauge wheels on the outside down. But I'm afraid that as I let the front down, it's just going to make that angle tip a little bit more. Problem is, those gauge wheels aren't doing a ton because there's not a lot of weight to hold those sweeps in the ground, because it's just a light toolbar. I'm not really trying to go in, but maybe it might be good to add a weight on the outside at some point to try to help with that. So then I thought, well, maybe if I raise the front up, that'll kick those back, and that didn't really seem to make as much a difference. It almost just made it. I moved it back to where I had it, which is slightly forward, and at least seems to get the point in the ground, and maybe it can kind of suck it in. But when I raised the front up, it did kind of kick it back, but it just made it more parallel to the ground, but just skimming across the top and not getting in the ground at all. So there's gonna be good spots, there's gonna be bad spots. I get to a track like behind the tractor, those are gonna be always hard. Better because I've got good sweeps there. Where the sprayer drives, it's going to be harder. So where there's grass, it's going to be harder. Nothing's going to be perfect, but I think this is going to be good enough. I've got about 2/3 done here, so about 40 acres. No, probably about 30 something acres left. It's going well. It's plowing as good as I could probably hope for over here. And I just wanted to show you. So I was a little bummed here at some of the stand on some spots. Overall, it's pretty good. It was thinner down here, and now you can see it's extra thin. And it was a thin stand already for whatever reason, and then the grasshoppers. It may have been a thin stand because of the grasshoppers from the beginning, but neighbors had some wheat, failed wheat here. They didn't plow it till later, and so that's where all the grasshoppers were, and then that got plowed, and then it pushed them to here to the next available green stuff. So that's, you know, you never want to see big chunks of land with nothing hardly growing, but it's not much. It's still acres, but it's, you know, it'll be okay. But they just keep munching off the leaves, and eventually the plant dies, but it gets better pretty quick. There's grasshoppers in the field now, but the plant's of the size that they're not doing much. They're doing some damage, but I don't think they're doing enough to warrant spraying. The problem with spraying I ran into last year is you spray it, well, they can leave, go to the pasture over there, or go into this grass in the ditch, and then once the spray is done, they'll just come back. So unless everybody sprays at the same time, we're not going to kill those suckers. As far as aphids, you know, I've been seeing some aphids, and I see some here too, but nothing worth spraying that I've seen so far, really anywhere. And flea hoppers, I haven't seen flea hoppers. I'm maybe not as good at looking at what they find in them, but I know they're probably out here, but I haven't seen it. It's talking with Dad. It's just, you know, God gave us those beneficials like ladybugs and other things like that are eating those pests, especially aphids. And I see them on there. It's like, just give them the chance to fight against it for you. When again, our limiting factor is not going to be the bugs, probably it's going to be the water. We just need the rain. So we don't get the rain. I spent the money to spray for bugs. Well, it may not matter anyways. This is pretty cool. You see all these insects. Those are lacewings, and they are beneficial. So that's cool to see them all on my tractor, which means that there are larvae. The larvae are what's going to eat on the aphids and other stuff. Those are mostly, I was just reading about, they're pollinators. They'll eat the honeydew from the aphids, I guess, but their larvae are really big, really good, beneficial. So cool to see, just driving through the field, seeing those all over my window. That means I got the beneficials working in the field, so that's a good thing. Almost done over there. Finished. Made a good time. Things held up as far as I can tell. Sweeps are, I mean, doing a pretty good job. There's obviously spots where it doesn't go on the ground very good, but overall I'm pleased. We turn off four-wheel drive and turn on my blinkers. All right, I'm going home. Going to the barn. Go ahead and lock my 3-point so it doesn't accidentally go down. I am going to go back to the barn. Call my dad. We may. Emily's going to give me some parts from John Deere House, and Dad may meet me at the barn. Make sure we got the tractor in a good spot, and may go ahead and get the coolant drained and look over some stuff. I'm not sure yet, but need to try to get that tractor worked on. Emily's got the parts. We'll be able to fix whatever. There's a chance that, based on what we find, we may have to do a more involved, like, retrofit of the fan drive assembly. Hope not, but we'll find that out. I don't know, whenever we take it apart, I guess. Isn't that satisfying? Doesn't it look good? Don't look at the thin stand, but, you know, just plowed dirt. Looks pretty. Well, hello again from, I don't know what time it is, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon now, maybe 6, I'm not even sure. But Dad and I have been working on the 8130. Sorry it's hard to show you stuff, it's just lots of things. So we had to, what's going on here? Getting the coolant drain now. This is out of the block, just a little bit in there. There's a little shroud that is that piece over there. Pain in the butt to get out. Got to take out lots of things. This pipe was instrumental. There's another hose. There's some brackets. There's some things. All this stuff had to come out. So that came out, and then all of this fan drive stuff had to come off. We couldn't take the fan out until we got off that piece right there. Was that it? No, that piece is in the parts washer, because that's where we have to grease. It's non-greasable, so you have to pack it full of cornhead grease, which is real slimy, and it comes out. So we couldn't get that. What do we have to do? We finally got. Anyways, there's an order of doing things, and we need to make sure we do it the right order coming back. But that came off. The fan came off. There's a spring that popped loose and got my finger. That was fun. And all that didn't need to be serviced because we did that at 4,000 hours. We're at 4,500. But we had to do all that to be able to get this off, which is the drive of the fan drive. This is the drive and this is the driven. And so we had to get that off to be able to get this off to get the water pump that's inside of here. And that'll come off, then we can change the harmonic balancer. This is just a big heavy metal thing. There's a new one. There's the puller we're gonna have to get. We got set up parts. So all that had to come off to be able to get to the two things we needed to get done. And then up here's the thermostats. So this got to come off tomorrow. Hopefully we can get this pulled off pretty easy without too much trouble. And then do it all back in reverse. All that because we had to change the coolant. But you know, older tractor, I mean it's not that old, but you know, this I don't have to replace this one. And so it's worth doing the maintenance. $700 for this sucker, $400 for the water pump that you can't see. Cheaper than a new tractor though. So I don't know if we'll get it done tomorrow. Dad's got to take Grandma around town to do some things, so maybe I'll do some other projects, and we'll get this buttoned up the next day maybe when he's here to help me. It's a lot easier with two people, so it's one of those projects. Get out every tool you own. I'm really good at that. All right, I'm going home. Thanks for watching. If you're gonna farm it.